Okay, so we're going to talk about gel mix with powdered formula. There's a couple tips when working with gel mix. The heat, it has to be heated to activate, but the cold will thicken it up. You can pre-mix your formula and thickener and then leave it in the fridge for 24 hours. I found that was best. It made it smoothest. And if you're gonna make a single bottle right now, it's gonna take 15 minutes. I found by the time you have 5 minutes to activate it, it takes about 10 minutes to cool it off. So it's about 15 minutes to make a bottle. I found that these little containers I got from Dollar Tree, they come like in a 3-pack, have worked amazing. And I just put my gel mix and my formula in the container together. I always put my gel mix on the bottom and then put my formula on top. Doesn't really matter when you're working with smaller quantities, but if you want to make a bigger mix with it, but it's going to fill it all the way up, always put your gel mix on the bottom. When we first got our recipe, I took all of my numbers. This was our original number. And then I did the calculations so that I could mix exact scoops and do it for any one of our water bottles. This is the best one I've found for water bottles. It has an open top that's really wide. The mouth is really wide. The bottom is circular, so it doesn't have any edges where the powder will get stuck. And this is amazing. This works probably the best out of everything. When I make mine, I start with really, really hot water. The hotter the water, the faster it activates. And then once it activates, I cool it down. And if it's hot, then it will cool down even faster. Doesn't sound like it makes sense, but it does actually work. So I fill mine up with really, really hot water. And if you want to make your single one in a bottle, you can do that. My Dr. Brown bottles leak if I don't have the insert, so I normally make mine in the water bottle. Okay, so that's really hot water. And then, let me just this way. Then I take my mixture and I just dump it in. Then I throw a little spring in. And this is the part where you want to really shake it vigorously for about 2 minutes. And people think I'm being extreme, but you really, especially if it's full, if you're making a lot, you really, really want to shake it up. Okay, we're gonna pretend like it's been 2 minutes. So if I was just pre-mixing this, I just put this in the fridge. And if you're gonna make a bottle right now, you gotta cool it off. So then you'll put this in your bottle. And even though I started with 6 ounces of water, you'll probably end up with about 8 ounces of formula when everything's mixed. And then this is cold water, just in a cup. So I'll let this activate for 5 minutes. And then when I'm done with the 5 minutes, I'll just throw it in the water and let it cool down. And then at the end, if you need to flow check to make sure you're at the right rate for people with dysphagia, you can make sure that you're at the right rate. If not, and you're going to put it in the fridge, then put your milk, your milk will be full, you'll put it in the fridge, and I'd wait 2 or 3 hours, and then it'll be probably room temperature, but the thickness will be correct. And then you're gonna want to, because we shaked it so vigorously, you're gonna wanna scoop off the foam on the top, and just toss it down the drain, and then shake it up again, and then you can pour it into your bottles and it'll be ready to go, or whatever you're gonna drink. You can see right here how it's starting to separate, how the foam is starting to go on the top. If I was making a single bottle, I would just scrape that off the top and then give it. That's just from all the air bubbles. And that is how I work with gel mix. I hope that helps. If there's any questions, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you, bye.